What's going on? I am back from the dead. Literally back from the dead. I've been sick for the past week and 3 to 4 days, working my way towards being sick for a week and a half. No, I do not have the coronavirus. The coronavirus is on a lot of people's minds right now. It's, I guess, affected a lot of people. I do not watch or listen to the news. So I couldn't tell you the statistics and all of that stuff and how big of a deal or how little of a deal it is. I don't know. But it is on a lot of people's minds, and there's a lot of people taking some pretty, let's say, strict precautions in regards to that. So yeah, I don't have the coronavirus, that's for sure. But this cold has been hella gnarly. It's been like a fever situation plus sore throat plus nasal congestion, now turning into the end phase, which is a cough. Plus, I was fortunate enough to lose my voice, and it actually costed me another day at work this week, which was Monday. I had to say, hey, look, I can't come in because I can't even talk. I tried to go into work 2 days. I should have stayed out for the first week at least, but on an energy level, this cold hasn't totally zapped my energy, but I should not have gone back to work so early because I'm in the sales field, and what do you got to do when you're in the sales field? You got to talk, and the talking is what really destroyed my voice box and got me to officially lose my voice. At the end of the day, I could barely talk at all, and then by that evening when I was sleeping, I'd wake up and I couldn't even say a word. So that was interesting. I'm glad to be on the other side of this cold. I'm not 100%. My voice is still a little raspy, but yep, it's time to make another video. I've been jonesing to make a video. It's been on my mind every single day because I was just getting in a nice rhythm, documenting what it's been like to go from being broke at 38, in debt, closing my business, XYZ. You've heard me talk about it in other videos, and yes, I'm starting my life over from scratch. I'm having to pull back in order to launch forwards, and these videos are to document the process in hopes of being able to provide value, education, and to provide a resource for others who may be experiencing the same thing or who have experienced this in the past and are still working their way out of the hole, the abyss, or they're still, just in the epicenter of destruction and looking for hope. And hey, I was hopeless, and I found hope. I've been hopeful again. So my hope is that these videos bring hope to others, that they can change, that their life can change, and that their path in life, as far as profession, career, you name it, can change. So this video, I did take some notes. It is March 12th. Usually I start out with the date, but since I'm out of the rhythm, I don't know what's going on, but I did want to take some notes so I could stay on track and really hit some points that were on my mind this morning during my morning practice, where I do my reading, my praying, my meditating. And it's interesting, my morning practice has been elevated thanks to a man by the name, or Dr. Joe Dispenza. My brother Luke, who has the Lifestylist podcast, turned me on to his works. He just got back from a retreat of his a couple weeks ago. And I saw it on his Instagram feed, and I was like, yo, what's up with this dude? Let's see what this is all about. And the interesting thing is, I've seen and heard of this dude years and years ago, but I didn't get too deep into his work. And whatever he's putting out right now, his message is bomb. The work he's been doing at his retreats, documenting the evidence of transformations and miracles and healings and changes in people's lives. The evidence is phenomenal based on what he's saying, and his approach to transformation is just mind-blowing because he's got the science, the understanding, the how, all of this works and how you can apply it in your life. And I love people that are practical, as far as practical application, and that's what he brings to the table. So I've been implementing some of the teachings that I've been listening to from him in the morning, including even taking my writing to another level as far as really getting in touch with the future, the ideal future that I would like to have in my life, who I would like to become and who I want to be, because I've been a big believer that it all starts in the mind. Change starts here, and then it goes into the feelings change, and then my actions and behaviors can change, and as those all change, my life changes, and I have evidence of that in my life because I got sober at 23 years old, and people were talking about the mind and becoming aware and having spiritual awakenings. And for me, that was the most pivotal thing I had ever experienced, and a miracle has taken place in my life, because I should be dead or locked up in jail for the way that I was living prior to 23 years old when I had my spiritual awakening. And it wasn't like this bolt of lightning came down and shocked me back to life, but I did wake up. And that was the day that I knew I couldn't continue to live the way I was living, and I needed help, and I couldn't do it on my own. And that was when I started to have experience with people who could think different and think outside of how I was thinking and feel outside of how I was feeling. And then once I hooked up with them and connected with them, I was able to go deeper into the awareness and deeper into the things that I needed to apply in my life to produce the kind of change that I was looking for, because I got sick and tired of the Groundhog Day. No matter what I did, I was always coming back to the same place in my life, and I was not happy with where I was at all, but I didn't know how to get out of the movie Groundhog Day. So yeah, maybe you identify with that, maybe you relate, I don't know, but yeah, once I was introduced to awareness and watching my mind, watching my thoughts, and becoming aware of how I feel, I was able to then start tapping into a power greater than myself, and guess what? My whole life changed. So I feel like the works I've been listening to from Joe Dispenza is on a whole nother level. He really breaks it down in a way that is understandable, and I think that's really important for somebody like me, because that level of like detail and depth really helps me take action. It really helps somebody like me who can sometimes be closed-minded and be cautious and be skeptical in regards to things that might sound a little out there, might sound a little woo-woo or a little too cosmosy. And I do believe it is important to look out for becoming naive or being naive, and to do diligent research, because there are a lot of snake oil salesmen and a lot of fake ass woo-woo guru folks out there selling BS just in order to make a gain and make money off people for being naive. So that's one reason I've been closed-minded and skeptical. But when somebody brings the depth that Joe brings, it's very easy for somebody like me to buy in and start applying what I'm finding. And it doesn't mean that I have to buy into everything that he or others put out there, but it at least opens the door so I can start doing things I've never done, thinking in ways I've never thought, feeling in ways I've never felt, and becoming someone greater than I currently am. So without further ado, I want to get into the notes that I took. That's just, I guess, some freestyle thoughts that are coming to my mind at this moment. So yeah, I missed about 4 days of work at least. And I wanted to also just provide, because I am in a new sales position and pursuing going into the depths of the hard sales world, not to take advantage of people, not to take people to the bank, That is not what I'm doing. I'm doing this because I know I have a lot of stories and false beliefs and limited beliefs around the process of sales. And going deeper into the sales world, I'm actually finding finding out about a lot of the BS that I've been carrying and holding on to in my life that's been holding me back from making the kind of impact that I want to make. And I do want to develop my skill and ability to communicate with others so I can be more useful. And I really feel like the sales skill can provide me with what I'm really looking for in regards to that realm. So I wanted to give you some of the stats for the days at work that I've been going to. I'm going to give you the schedule rates, the show rates, and the sales or the close rates that I've had. And I just want to say, like, as far as the scheduling rates and the show rates, we are implementing a new automated system at this time. So it's not me or anyone else having to get on the phone to bring in the leads. It's all 100% automated. However, we can tap into messaging or texting manually, which is cool. But on a whole, it's pretty much a fully automated system. We just do have the ability to tap in and communicate when we need to or when we can. So with that being said, the schedule rates and the show rates aren't going to be that great because we just started implementing this automated system. But they say within the next 3 weeks, things will start to pick up as far as scheduling and show rates. So I'm not really worried about that, but let's say 3 weeks from now, the percentages aren't, let's say, where I believe they should be. I'm pretty sure we'll go back to just doing it ourselves because we have paid advertising, we have that going on. But that does require, once people enter their information, if they don't schedule an appointment, it does require us time to follow up and make those calls to schedule folks and then to do some nurturing in order to get them into the door via text or video. So yeah, let's get into the stats. Last Thursday, we had 11 people scheduled, and 6 of those 11 people, I'm going to switch my hands here, 6 of those people showed, and I was able to produce 2 sales. And this is me not being my best. I have been under the weather, like I've explained, and I was at a 33% close rate. That Saturday, we had 10 people scheduled, 5 showed, and I was able to again close 2 people, which brought me to a 40% close rate. And then this week, Tuesday, was ridiculous to me. It was horrible. Reason being is I don't like wasting my time. I like having people in front of me so we can do the deal. That's what's fun. Hold on. That's what's fun and exciting to me. I really enjoy that process, connecting and communicating with folks. So when we had 8 people scheduled and only 1 showed, that was rough because I'm there for, 6 hours and, getting ready and getting my energy up and, getting everything organized basically every hour, and then no one walking through that door. It's not the funnest thing. Let's just say it that way. So yeah, we had 8 scheduled, 1 showed, and I did not have the ability to close the lady who showed up. So the stats calculator did put me at 67%. I don't know how that works, but I'll call it 0% because I didn't close that person who came in. Yesterday, however, was freaking amazing. I really had a fun time, and I feel like I'm coming back. I'm getting into the groove I was just getting into after my week to 2 weeks of training. Even though I had 2 weeks of training, I did start working that second week because my boss wanted to just put me in the trenches. So we had 12 people yesterday scheduled, and 4 out of 12 showed, and I was able to close all 4 people, which brought me to a closing rate of 100%. And out of those 4 people who signed up, I was able to close 1 of them as a high ticket, which was over $3,000. which was pretty bomb. I really had a fun time, and everyone who came in had great energy. And the sales process is becoming smoother as far as me having an understanding of what we're really offering and how to find out what people are really struggling with and what their goals are, and identifying the gaps in order to show them and help them understand how we can help solve the problems that they are wanting a solution to. So putting in the work, doing this day in and day out, rehearsing and practicing my scripts, and then just doing the work as far as showing up and working with people, that's what's making this all possible. So yeah, I was super pumped to have a 100% close rate. I don't expect that to be every day, but why not? Like, why can't I have a 100% close rate all the time? I don't know. That's a very high expectation, but I'm willing to rock the 80 to 90% close rate in the future on a regular basis. So what was I doing while I was sick? Well, I was reading a lot of the Jordan Belfort book that I've been talking about, The Way of the Wolf. I've been watching the homie Nick Elliott's live Facebook videos on fitness sales. He is the OG king of fitness sales. He works for the company called Lady Boss. And if you are into sales, and especially if you're into fitness sales and you are wanting to tap into a outstanding resource, Nick Elliott is a great resource for that. So go get on his Facebook group, and he's doing live videos for like 15 to 20 minutes, I think Monday through Friday. So those have been super helpful for me. He's really breaking down the process that the prospect has to go through in order to make the decision to say yes to their health. So anyway, I was also studying my scripts, but that was a little challenging because I didn't have the voice and I didn't want to talk out loud, because when I study my scripts, I like to do it out loud. And then I also like to run my girlfriend, or when my brother was around, he just moved to Colombia again. But when he was around, I like to run them through my scripts as well, because I feel like that level of work really helps solidify it. So I've been studying my scripts as much as I can, not as much as I like to, however, because I wanted to preserve the voice box. What else? Watching, like I said, a lot of Dr. Joe Dispenza videos, and the podcasts he's been on lately have been amazing. He was just on my brother's show, like I mentioned, the Lifestylist podcast. He was also on one with Aubrey Marcus, and I've so far really enjoyed those interviews with him. I'm learning a lot. I will make a video on some of his teachings that I've really enjoyed. Trying to get comfortable here. Also, I've been watching some of the videos from the One Funnel Away challenge that I signed up to, that I'm not really able to do because work has taken precedent over that. But watching some videos from Russell Brunson on hook, story, and offer. It's been bomb. I really like this way of entrepreneurialism and this way of looking at lead acquisition or lead generation and the sales funnel process, and how to really become a better creator and communicator in regards to whatever services or solutions that you're providing. So I'm still blown away by his work and the work of his team. I also started a new Instagram page called Cody Allen Story, CODYALANSTOREY. And the reason, I'm going to do a full video on this, but the quick version of the reason why I created a new Instagram page is because there's been a lot of changes in my life currently, and this transition has really brought up a lot of curiosity in regards to sales, in regards to online marketing, in regards to the foundations that need to be laid to have a successful business, and the team building in business, and the different levels and mechanics as far as operations that need to be happening and taking place within a successful business. So that's really captivated my attention. And then also going deeper into the spiritual realm, like I've been talking about, really going deeper into prayer, meditation, reading, and writing, to become a better human being on this planet. So that has been a big shift, and it's outside of what I've been teaching for the past 15 years, which has been weight loss and strength training and mobility training, and just how to really establish and create a healthy lifestyle that can take care of you for a lifetime, and nutrition. Like I've been doing that for 15 years and I still love it and I still enjoy helping people with that, but I just got to be honest with myself, and I will be making content about the new things that I'm learning, and that's where the inspiration is coming from. So I got to stay true to myself, and I do still have the Story Fitness Instagram and Facebook pages or channels. I'm just not cultivating them at all. So I will be releasing a lot more content in the Instagram stories on Cody Allen's Story, and I will be making a new Facebook page as well for Cody Allen's Story, and that's going to be where I will be sharing things like what I'm doing right now, documenting this process of starting over at 38 years old. So outside of that, a cool thing that has taken place in my life in regards to my girlfriend is she just signed up for a nutrition course so she can go deeper into nutrition, so she can increase her depth of knowledge, be more vital in the world, and be even more helpful to others. So yeah, she is already coaching people in regards to nutrition, joint mobility, strength training, high intensity interval training, movement as a whole, and she's excellent at it. I'm just super pumped that she is ready to take it to the next level and take care of her mind and what she needs to do to stay inspired, so she can be more enthusiastic about her approach to helping others. And so when she said that she found someone that she really connected with that had an amazing approach to nutrition from an evolutionary perspective, and who lives on a farm and produces all of her own foods, and then also breaks down how nutrition applies to folks with diabetes, or folks who are obese, or different populations, demographics, and different generations of individuals and athletes. I was just like, everything she was reading in the modules that this woman has put together, I was like, yep, sounds like a win-win all around. And the biggest and most important part is that she connects with the lady's teachings based on what she's learned from her so far. So she signed up for that last night. I just want to say props to you, Boobies. That's what I call my girlfriend, nickname Boobies. That's my boobs. It has nothing to do with boobies, by the way. It's just my nickname. It's something that I came up with, and it works. Boo-boos, boo, that's what people usually say. That's just my spin on it. But I don't want to get off track here. I'm just very grateful to have her in my life, and to see her want to continue to improve, change, and grow as a human, as an individual, as a person, as a personality. I love seeing that in her, and that's another thing that draws me to her and I find very attractive. So she is not willing to settle. She is all about continuing her education to be of maximum service. So yeah, I wanted to leave with a few things that I'm grateful for. I just expressed one of them, my girlfriend, obviously. I'm also grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my friends and my family. I'm grateful for the job that I currently have. I'm also grateful for the ability to earn, and for my ability to give back and help others. So stay tuned. I'll be making more videos documenting what it's like to start my life over. I've been here before. I've done this before. I'm highly optimistic, positive, and more than hopeful that things will turn around and I will be able to be who I haven't been able to be up to this point. So failing and making the mistakes that I've made are only going to increase my capacities and guide me in becoming who I've deep down inside always wanted to become. And these lessons, whether it be pain and suffering or failing, will also be my teachers in guiding me to the level of success and impact that I want to have within my lifetime. So if you want to keep this conversation going, you have any questions or feedback or anything that you want to talk about, please don't hesitate to leave that in the comment section here on YouTube. Or if you find any of these videos on Instagram, let's keep this conversation open and ongoing. These are the things I love talking about. Talking about life is just fascinating to me. Talking about business is fascinating. Talking about being of service is fascinating. Personal development is fascinating. Spiritual practices are fascinating. So yeah, if you want to talk about that, or there's things that you would like me to touch on in other videos, please let me know. I want to become more valuable over time as you get to know me and as you see the experience that I'm going through and sharing with you. So without further ado, I can't wait to make the next video. I will have to say peace out and God bless.